Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's the Pair Entrepreneurs here, and today what we'll be doing is we'll be continuing our investing with Max series. If you guys have not watched the previous video, I highly suggest you guys go watch that now. As a disclaimer, this is just for educational purposes only, and if you're looking for financial advice, I highly suggest you seek out a registered financial advisor. If that makes sense, let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Man, I can't talk today. I'm just like blah, 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 blah. But I'm just gonna make myself bigger here. So as per usual, we're gonna be looking at the cannabis space, and there's a lot of volatility that's going on right now. As you can see at Riv, Lifeis, Weed, BLGV, ACB, lots of 10% gain in one day, 6%, I guess, negative 6% the next day, and 20% the next day, or something like that, right? It's very volatile, so there's a lot of opportunities if you're day trading for sure, because one day it could be like 20% up, then let's say even like a couple hours it would be down, like let's say 10%, right? So these guys are trying to ride the wave, and if they can ride that wave, they'll be able to capitalize on it, right? So yeah, so you can see Riv Capital here. As you can see that it's been hitting the support and resistance, and ever since you can see here on October 6th, there was the big increase there in SP share price. So from here, what you can see was it was hitting. Let me just make this bigger. So from here, what you can see that it was open at 47, high of 65, low of 46. So that was a big gap there. And also, and you can see here at that time that the volume was around 119. So it's not much, right? It's been very like low, like the volume for Rip Capital, and it looks like the earnings are coming up on the 17th. And I'm gonna show you that later on, that most of the cannabis stocks, their earnings are coming up soon, right? And as you can see, the last trading day, which was November 4th, that it's been hitting the support, and the support for this one is around 36, and you can see that the low of this is 36, high is 43. But you can see that upper wick here, that it looks like people were day trading, and basically what's happening is some people are profit taking it, but it still was a green day, because if you think about it, it opened at 36, but it closed at 40 cents, so which is not bad, right? So that's what you're seeing here, lots of volatility. So I'm pretty sure with the announcement of Biden and all that good stuff of what's happening in the States, there's a lot of uncertainty, but also it's helping the cannabis space to be a little bit more volatile, and see those swings, right? It could be upswings or downswings, but there are a lot of traders are seeing that, and they're capitalizing on it, because one day this one can go up from 30, from high of 0.4035 and open at 36 cents, right? So yeah, you can just see those swings. It's pretty big. And going to Lifeis, you can see here that it's pretty much the same as well too. It's been hovering in the support and resistance of this one here is at 8 cents on November, but on October, around that time, September, October, right? You can see that it's been hovering in the support resistance, but on September it did hit a low of so the 30th here, September 30th, low of 7 cents. Then after that, on October 3rd, the next trading day, it went up to 8.5. Then it went to that new support resistance, right? But you can see this green days, 1, 2, 3, three green days. Then the fourth day, that's when people were profit taking. Then it dipped, right? Profit taking here. Then it went to a new support resistance. So we're seeing a lot of volume, a lot of volatility, but it's just more if we have more catalysts going on. I know they're talking about the Safe Bank Act and all that good stuff. Like some of the states in the MJ space next week, they're talking about progression of the cannabis space. For weed, and sorry, for Lifeis, you can see the earnings, or the earnings was October 28th already, so that already passed. Um, So let's go to weed. So you can see weed here. The earnings is on November 9th. You can see the volume, lots of volatility, volume's picking up. And in the past few, oh yeah, I forgot to mention for LifeIs, if I go back here, you can see the Golden Cross. It passed it. It passed it. I think it was on October 7th, right? And it's been almost a month now, and we're still seeing this consolidation. So it passed the Golden Cross already, and we'll see what's gonna happen if it keeps going that direction. Because I'm hoping to see an uptrend for sure. Right now, still consolidation space, but it's just if we see this support resistance break, especially this resistance, then we might see a newer higher high and higher low. Yeah, going back to weed. So sorry. So lots of volatility for weed as well. You can see that this the 50-day moving average, which is the green one, already did pass the 100-day moving average. But we'll see we'll see if we get a continuation of this green line and passes the red line, which is the 200 moving average. If we see that, then we might see a golden cross. And golden cross normally means that we're going to see an uptrend, right? Earnings, and this is a good indication too. If the earning report next week is good, then that's going to bring confidence to investors and also traders. You can see that the volume is starting to pick up as well, and they also spun up basically Canopy USA to allow consolidation of the other investment that they have in the US space. So acreage and TerraSand and all that stuff, right? So pretty big move, right? Lots of risk, but they see it as a high risk, high reward kind of thing, right? So Canopy is definitely volatility, lots of volatility going on, and you can see that it's been uptrending. It's trying to break the support resistance here, that this second one. So this is the first support resistance, and this is the second one. It tried to break it, but it's just hovering around this support resistance, right, which is the 420 range and also the 445 460 range. So if we can break that and we see a continuation, we might see a uptrend. And it's been trying to push it, right? You can see here that it's been on a downtrend ever since a year ago. Then after that, you can see that this part here tried to push it once, twice. It didn't go. Then after that, it broke down. Then it went to a new support resistance because it couldn't hold it and push it up. But once we do see that push, that it surpasses this and it maintained it, and and also like November 9th, we see a good news for the earnings. We might see a golden cross soon, and also this thing go up, right? So let's keep a close look on that. You can see here BLGV. BLGV has been just going down and down. So right now it's at 4 cents, the last trading day, and the earnings report is also on November. So this one here, November 7th. So next week, you can see that the green, you can see here the 50-day moving average didn't even touch it, but it's been going on a downtrend. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it's just going down and hitting new support, and right now the support is probably at 4 cents, resistance at 5, but we have to see a reversal for this, and I'm not seeing that currently. ACB, as you can see, kind of the same pattern as the big guys, and what you can see here is that it looked like it did hit the 50-day moving average, did hit the 100-day moving average, and you can see that it did dip down there. Then it's going up a little bit on the new support and resistance. So it touched this support, then it broke it, then it hovered around that support, then it now hit that new support and resistance here, right? So it kind of maintained it. Earnings for ACB is on the 10th of next week. So it's coming up. So it's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen in the market. It might, if majority of the big guys, their financial statements are really good, then we might see a good bump, a good upswing in terms of the charting of it, right? So you can see Canopy. If I go to Rib Capital here, not much going on. On November 4th, somebody just filed 2 reports, full report if you wanted to see that. Insider Amanda, looks like she did something. Looks like or it's a grant of options, so you can see that she exercised it. Then CSE bulletin, so not much going on here, just with rebalancing and all that stuff. And let's look at weed. So if I look at weed, it's normalized, accepted. So yeah, there's a lot of chattering here on the board. By holding a bit longer, see what's going on. Is it the voting on November 8th? And somebody's talking about the introducing and passing of a marijuana bill with prohibition covering banking access for legal business and expungement I can't even talk, of past conviction, citing progress is made in session with a bunch of Republican senators. Okay, so that's weed. Yeah, so it looks like weed is, we'll see what happens there. Looks like they're very volatile, so I feel like something's brewing, right? So that's life is. You can see here my micro order number this morning. This is 81984 for awareness. New to street. Okay, so it's just talking about more of life is here. Global news to the street. Anyone selfie sound to work. Golden Cross happened about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, kind of like what I stated before. So this guy messaged a month ago. But yeah, so around October 7th, that's when I saw that Golden Cross, kind of like what this guy said. But yeah, so we got it. Thank you so much for order. Keep an eye, blah, 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 blah. So people are just ordering their products. Okay. And ACB and BLGB. So you can see BLGB, not much action. Yeah, let's see here. 2 new message here. 5 years ago was the last time it shot up. I made a mint back then. 1 cent drop from here, and it's back where it was pre-split. Yeah, because this stock did a reverse split. ACB, same thing. Aurora Cannabis to host first quarter, blah, 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 blah. Aurora Cannabis to host first quarter, fiscal year 2023. And that was on October 26th. And somebody just messaging that. But also, if you guys have not seen this before, but this is the Facebook group for the Cannabis Entrepreneurship Investor group. And you can just look down and you'll be able to see things here of what people are, posting. Press release, Canopy Growth, fast track entry into the US cannabis market. This is the one that I said about earlier. They want to fast track the US cannabis market by buying acreage and also Tersend and all that stuff, right? So you can see they called it Canopy USA. And in here, floating shares arrangement agreement facility acquisition of 100% of acreage holding, right? So I'll cycle of cookies. And basically, if you want to read this, this is a great press release and basically talks about what Canopy US is going to be doing. So acreage, Wana, Jetty, Terrasand, and all that stuff, right? It's not that long, so it's pretty good. And also, if you look at the recreational marijuana legalization is on the ballot in this state this November. So this was published on Friday, November 4th. But basically what's happening is Arkansas. You can see here that this would allow, and they're going to be talking about this next week or what's happening, but cannabis possession and consumption by adult as well as the sale by licensed facility, it would allow cannabis possession of up to an ounce, and some tax revenue would contribute to funding law enforcement, right? So that's Arkansas. Maryland, you can see in Maryland, will give voters to change to legalize recreational marijuana for people aged to 21 and up. If passed, it would go into effect on July 1st, 2023. Missouri Missouri will give voters two options to end prohibition on marijuana in the states and allow personal use for those over the age of 21. North Dakota, you can see a citizen initiated ballot measure in North Dakota would allow the use of marijuana in various forms for those who are at the age of 21 and old pass. South Dakota, marijuana legalization is back to the ballot in South Dakota after state courts newfilled the result of 2020 legalization ballot measure. Then yeah, so and you can see here what basically Joe Biden said and what he's wanting to do. You can see a federal push for decriminalization. I can't even talk. Marijuana is legalized under the federal law, even as individual states have moved towards legal use for recreational and medical purpose. And basically, this is what Joe Biden tweeted a couple of weeks ago. He said no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana. Biden said that at the time while encouraging governors to take some similar steps to pardon states similar marijuana possession charges. Biden also tasked the Department of Health and Human Services and Attorney General Merrick Garland to expeditiously review how marijuana is scheduled under the federal law, the first step towards the potential easing its federal classification. Because what happened was under the 1970 controlled substance. So MJ was listed as Schedule 1, similar to like heroin and LSD. So I guess right now, majority of what people think is it shouldn't be scheduled. It shouldn't be classified as Schedule 1, right? It should be something else, like a Schedule, I think 3 or 4 or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, like this is a good step in getting those catalysts and move things forward, right? So if you want to take a look at that, just go to CNN, then look at this recreational marijuana legalization is on the ballot in this state this November. So that's a pretty good catalyst. We'll just see if the market will perceive it in a good way or in a bad way. If it's a good way, most likely the stocks will go up. Bad way, stocks will keep going down. And here, the new cannabis stocks are about to kick off earnings season, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. And what you can see here, yeah, you can read this whole thing, but I like this kind of chart that tells you the US dollar reporting. You can see the US kind of, I guess you can say, companies, and you can see Curaleaf, 337, Trueleaf. So it looks like they're doing really well for their quarterly sales. But yeah, so that's the US space. This is the junior US dollar reporting. You can see Chronos and all that stuff. You can see the senior cannabis dollar reporting. You can see Canopy Growth, 110 quarterly sales. So this is their last financial reporting, right? Aurora Cannabis, Nova Cannabis, Organigram, right? That's their quarterly sales, and so forth, junior Canadian dollar. So if you want to take a look at this chart, and just have a quick reference of their quarterly sales and the financials, you'll be able to quickly see it here, right? But basically, yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding that, that's pretty much what's happening in the cannabis space. There's a lot of volatility, kind of like what I was saying. A lot of traders are capitalized on it, and yeah, like it feels like there's something brewing. I know from past experience, November, December, January, February, the stocks seems to rally, right? Just based on past experience, because I don't know, it's either it's cold outside, people are bored, and they started to trade more. But also on the other hand, it's a different landscape right now because recession, inflation, what else? Rate hike and stuff like that, right? So that could be a contribution to bring the stock lower than it was like a year ago, because you can see here the stock was significantly a lot higher than what it is now. So if we go to weed, for example, it was trading like, let's say in 2020 the $20 range, right? So 18, 19, yeah. So the high was 1998 for this one on which one was this one? On November 15, 2021, right? So in that case, we'll see what's gonna happen this year. I'm just gonna download this. I'm just gonna open the container folder. Give me a sec here. Open on this, and I'll just show you what my accounts look like currently. Okay, loading. So yeah, what you can see here, trailing 12 months, you can see down 29.73, unrealized loss basically at 10,260 and 32 cents, around 68.02%, and life is down 68.74, almost 10k. Rip capital is down 65.26, almost $700, right? So yeah, with all this, news and re-election and stuff like that, we'll see what's gonna happen in the U.S. space, because I know that the U.S. space will affect the Canadian space as well, right? And with the great news about weed and all that stuff, Rip Capital, because Rip Capital is also in the States, we might see a good upswing in the next couple weeks or months, but time will tell. All right, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Message me down below or private message us, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Take care. See ya.